Well, I thought that was what a Sweet 16 game would look like. It was pretty much what I expected. My hat's off to TJ and Iowa State. What an incredible year. When you face the number one defense, you know they're not number one because they're soft or lack effort. I felt really good at half. We missed 102 free throws, I think, and some wide open shots, and we were up 10. So I thought our defense was really, really good, but I also knew they would come out and punch and or counter punch, and they did that. Unique night having Coleman in foul trouble for certain parts of the game, and then having TJ in foul trouble. I loved our resiliency playing through those moments, especially without TJ on the court. We had a pretty long segment with actually TJ and Coleman out, but we made plays when we had to down the stretch. We got a couple stops when we had to, and I'm super excited and proud. We didn't come here to win one game. We came here to win two, and to advance to the Elite Eight is special, and we got a great challenge. We'll dive into them sometime about 3 a.m. when we get back, and be ready to go for Yukon on Saturday. So excited.
Thank you, Coach. Take a question right up here up front. Right, good. Right here. Yep.
Jeremy Warner on Enquirer. Brad and Coleman, just to win this game with defense, doing it with grittiness like that, what'd that mean? Given that, Brad, I think you've been looking for that all year.
Well, we were really good early. Probably through our first 8 to 10 games, we were top 10 team defensively, and we were quite literally struggling on the offensive end. And then we flipped that script and had the number one offense, and it became easy sometimes and to outscore people. But we have a saying in our program that offense wins games, defense wins championships, and these guys are all mature, old. They've been through it and understood. And tonight we did that, and we'll have to continue to do that to keep playing.
Go ahead.
Personally, I feel like it's the biggest thing is trying to maintain the same level of physicality. I feel like at times we were physical, running them off screens, trying to lock and trail, and then we saw when we got tangled up a few times. We got some personal fouls, and so I think our biggest thing is maintain that same level of intensity and physicality, and then staying true to our principles, forcing tough twos, and I think the game plan tonight worked. Forcing those tough twos, making them shoot some tough shots.
Thank you. Right here in front.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. Brett, Terrence was out for about 6 minutes there. Comes back in with 5 minutes left. Immediately hits a three. Has the steal late. What'd you just think, especially for a guy when you sit there, you could get cold. What did you just think of how he closed that game out for you?
Well, again, and people who know Terrence know what a great competitor he is, and how he loves to win at everything. And to do that cold, shows he stayed in the game mentally. He was always cheering and excited in the timeouts and on the bench. So he was dialed in mentally, and that's not an easy thing to do, is step in and bury a three, and it was a big one. And I debated whether to put him in that early. I usually try to wait till the under 4, but you're in the Sweet 16, so you got to roll with your dudes. And then the steal was very timing. It was great timing as well.
Right here, front right.
Brian Teague, CSM Sports. This question is for Brad. Brad, when you just have a player like Coleman just getting it done on both ends of the floor, can you just talk about the impact it does for the team?
Yeah, I mean, his versatility allows us to do so much. I mean, he made plays off the bounce tonight. We put him into our pistol action. I think he found Luke for a skip. I think it's matchup based when we really like that. They rotated a double at him. He's got the ability to shoot threes. I wish he'd shoot more of them. Some a little closer to the line, but and then what he does on the defensive side is kind of the quarterback of our defense from back there. So his intelligence, his toughness, his savvy, and then his versatility all have allowed him to have a great seniors campaign.
Here left, John.
John Thanta, Fox Sports. Question for Marcus and Luke. They keep on chipping away. They get within 2 a couple of times. You hit a big and 1 going into a timeout. You hit a big 3 as well. In those moments, why does this Illinois team keep finding ways to counter and fight through it?
Yeah, I think it's just what we've been through all season. We have a super mature team. I know Coach talks about it all the time. And when you get in situations like that, the guys that were on the court have basically seen it all. I mean, you talk about Dane, who this is his 4th year in college now. At Baylor now is 2.5 year, so he knows what to expect. You got Coleman, who's had 4 years here. Marcus, who's a 5th-year senior, and TJ, who's a 5th-year senior. So, myself, who's been in college now for 3 years. So when you have that level of maturity and sense of it's almost like you've been there before. You kind of know how to perform in those situations, so you know how to step up when the team needs you.
Okay. I think it's really easy during those runs for teams to kind of fall apart because they start trying to, make home run plays and do their own thing. And I think our team is, as Luke talked about, we're just a veteran team. And when teams go on run, I think we come together more than we do normally. So I think we just stay together and we just trust what we do. We work on stuff that we do every day, and we just continue to do what we do every day, and eventually we just get our run back.
Do you have a follow-up, John? Zach, real quick.
Just a quick follow-up to that, Brad. When you hear that from these guys, I know NCAA Tournament Sweet 16, there's nerve-wracking moments. But do you find yourself, with the veterans that you've got, more comfortable in knowing that these are the guys you have on the floor and that they can play through virtually anything?
Yeah, I can give you one answer or one question or one word answer. Yes, it's comforting to know that you know what they're going to do, and they're going to execute, and they're going to run their play, and they're going to try to get the best shot or the best stop or whatever. So I got tremendous amount of confidence in what these guys do.
Back left.
Annie Costable from the Chicago Sun-Times. The prize for tonight's win is a meeting with Yukon. As great as they've been over the last 2 years, this question's for the players. Is that a daunting task at all? Intimidating in any way?
Go ahead, Coleman.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily intimidating, but I think we have. Personally, I have more of a respect for them. I think it's a higher level of respect. I think they've been playing great all year. I think they're well coached, and they do what they do. As we learn more about them, I'll become much more familiar with them. But definitely have a higher level of respect for them and their culture and what they do.
Marcus or Luke, anything to add?
Yeah, I agree. A lot of respect to them and for everything they've done. But we've played a lot of college basketball. I've played a lot of teams that are supposed to beat us. If you want to say they're supposed to beat us. And I guess, we'll figure out how to guard them and how to score on them, but they got to do the same for us. So, it's just another game, really.
Thanks, guys. Is it time for about 3 more, maybe? Right here in the middle?
Matt Stevens, Illini, guys. Brad, when Terrence had to leave with 11 to go, you've constantly said that when he was out for 6 games, you were a top 10 nationally offense. So were you more worried offensively or defensively in losing him for those 6 minutes?
Both. I'll be honest, defensively. That's an elite defender that's not in the game. And Gilbert got going. We went bigger. We had Coleman, guarding more on the perimeter during that segment. Luke was guarding 4s, and so it was a little bit of a different look. But I always feel like offensively we'll find ways to score, and we did that, and we had great spacing. Whether it was Luke's 3s, whether it was an and 1, whether it was an offensive rebound, whether it was Dane a couple of times, we'd find ways. But I always get a little bit concerned about the defensive side when he's not in.
Right here, front right.
This question is for Marcus. Marcus, in the first half, you were getting trapped pretty well there, but I saw you kept finding Terrence moving opposite ball. Is that just something that you guys have just worked on together just over the course of the season, or just what brings that symmetry?
Yeah, I think we've played teams that guard similar to them, and we knew what to expect. So, a lot of our offense tonight was just, having them double me and then pass out of it, and then from there, guys make plays. So we were just kind of really inviting the doubles because then, you're playing advantage basketball on the backside.
Take one last question here up front.
Luke, you talked about last time you guys had 4 games left. I saw Terrence when you guys won, put up number 3 with 3 games left. What's giving you guys that mindset that you can make that kind of run and get to where you've gotten?
Yeah, it's the confidence in our teammates and the why not us mindset. We put in so much work in the off season, starting back in Spain. We're practicing over the summer. We prepare for this. This is what you prepare for. It's super exciting to have the opportunity to go play the number 1 team in the country. In the Elite Eight, you can't ask for anything better. Honestly, it's a blessing for all of us to have that opportunity. So, all the hard work we put in, has kind of led us to this moment. We're excited for it.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Good luck against Yukon. Thank you very much. Tip off.